just have a big reminder of how the system works. Our first upper bracket is going to be Team Monster Pig, Fake House, 5 years in already games we had, and I want to hear from you your thoughts on these 4 teams.
Well, we've got the top 3 seeds from the previous stage.
Wow, Jerry. You know what? I take it back. Maybe it's not a curse, the bald curse. Maybe, you know, what if they made you a player in the game? You'd have a superpower. What if your head was just like a jump pad and you could just use your teammates?
I can't catch a break, can I? It's never ending. It's all good. I feel like I've opened up the door. It's all fair game. It's just really, really stinging when I have to take it from not 1 but 2 incredibly lusciously haired Americans on the daily, it seems. Treason's going to open up the first blood here with a pick onto Nigiri. He's using the V9S, interestingly, on this map. He is still on that invis, but dropping the LH1. Nago's finding Palmer as well. This is a big battle between Bobaslurper and 5 Fierce to establish dominance on Fortune Stadium, and if history is anything to go by, we know it's a 5 Fierce playground. The team that were previously Alliance, mostly. That's the Major, and there is the wipe. Nope. Yes, that is the wipe. It just didn't show up very clearly in the kill feed for me because I'm just starting out. First play-by-play of the day, I get a free pass. That's how it works.
Yeah, you definitely get that free pass, and there's my free pass for saying fleet. So, as we get this first box plugged, it looks like the box on the other side of the map has also gotten plugged pretty quickly, so we're not going to see too much of a stagger coming out here, but we're going to see how these teams come in and attack it. Monster Pig not quite wiping on the other side of the map, it seems like. And we just got 5 Fears kind of just setting up their defenses on this side of the map.
Seems that way. And on the other side, you've got Monster Pig, who have managed to start their cash out up against Fake Cows. 5 Fears do sense Bobaslurper coming on in across the floor, and we've got Treason setting up on that cross angle. Taking chunks out of Nigiri, but Nigiri deals back as good as he gets, and all of this is in favor of 5 Fears. Having winched that out of the building, they can hold height, they can play time. Bobaslurper still holding distance, though. You can see Nigiri still on that far building. Invis with the LH1. He was a little bit ineffectual in the previous 3v3 we saw against Team Golod, but might find some joy here. And there's a good winch coming out from Narcos, takes out Palmer, or at least takes him up, and Palmer drops down quickly with about half of his HP, gets restored by Cyborg. Nigiri still a bit of a thorn in the side of 5 Fears, but again, must be said, 5 Fears, they love this situation.
Yeah, they definitely do. They're holding that high ground really well there. Bobaslurper has to find a way to really get on there, and they found a way with that gateway coming out on there with a little bit of an RPG, dropping them down a little bit, but not quite connecting to do too much damage. Carnifex does run right into Nigiri, though. He's going to get taken out by that LH1, and here's going to be the steal coming through. The goo is down, the barricades are down, so is the dome shield. Nagos is going to get taken out before he can go get that winch, but Treason from the top ropes with the V9S is going to get the kill on Palma before that steal ends up going through. Treason is the only one left alive here, though. Carnifex just now coming back into the fight.
Cyborg.
But Nigiri turns it at the last second. I think they have time to take this, Jerry. They do!
Wow. What a turnaround from Bobaslurper, wiping 5 Fears at the perfect moment. Nigiri's positioning throughout that was absolutely stellar. Found the first, second, and third picks at the perfect time. Always knew who the most important target was on the side of 5 Fears to locate them and end them. Really impressive turnaround as well, given his poorer performance against Golod earlier. So that's a much-needed confidence booster for him, especially against the likes of 5 Fears, who are usually so dominant on Fortune Stadium. I'm going to continue to tune in with Bobaslurper as they get that second vault tapped, and they have a very quick route here over to cash out D.
Yeah, and Monster Pig was able to get a few more kills coming out of this first box. Or actually, I believe they actually got the plug, which is why they've got just a little bit more money coming out of that first box there. But looks like Bobaslurper is going to be going ahead and plugging this over here. And then they're going to be trying to work their way up as a fight is breaking out between 5 Fears and Team Monster Pig over on this side, Jerry.
Now, the last time we saw these two teams battle it out, Monster Pig came out on top repeatedly. So let's see if 5 Fears have learned their lesson and can deal with the fragging power and the tenacity, just the raw energy, it feels like, of Monster Pig. They're like wasps. They fly around at light speed, and you can't deal with all of them at once. That said, There's a bit of a lull in this fight as New York has managed to find the box and will get it plugged once he gets his aim sorted out there. Retreats into the safety of the side room, but lots of players on Monster Pig down very low. Narcos gets another fight, but it's a blessing in disguise as he's able to chase down the remaining lights while Treason picks up Jurgen. New York taken out as well. Monster Pig, the only one left alive, has to 1v3 clutch this out, but decides it's not worth even trying. Retreats and waits for an opportunity to try and recover as his team can coin back in. His time is expiring quite quickly, and actually only about 20 seconds having expired on this box. Not the worst loss for Monster Pig.
Yeah, great plays there from 5 Fears. Hold on to that, but it looks like Monster Pig himself did get caught out there. Winched over by Nagos, cleaned up by Carnifex. But Nuwalk and Jurg did coin back in. They're just going to have to wait for Monster Pig to coin in now, which is going to slow them down just a little bit more. And it looks like on the other side of the map, Boba Slurper is holding on to that box against Fake Cows.
Yeah, and their timer is a little bit closer. So Palmer with the SA-1216. I haven't seen that in my kill feed in a very long time. He does take down Fake Cows mostly, so it feels like Fake Cows' attack is hitting a little bit of a stunt. But you can see Monster Pig have now rotated over there. They sense that maybe the time is in their favor if they go over here. So a third-party attempt being made by them. 5 Fears, or rather Boba Slurper on the defense. They're going to have their work cut out for them, but this is a great spot to defend. Jurgen committing first with the dome and the barricade. A really nice spot. He's going to try and stick onto this. The question is there going to be enough resistance? The heals come through, but he does end up in the wrong side of the kill feed, and that box is still pink. Boba Slurper, they may have wiped, but it was before the cash was added to their bank account, which is ideal for them. No massive wipe penalty against their name. They sit in first place as a brawl will peter out on this side of the map. And yeah, it feels like 5 Fears have managed to get away with defending C completely for free because of that third-party attempt by Monster Pig.
Yeah, it ended up working out really well for 5 Fears there. And honestly, like you were saying, a perfectly timed wipe on the side of Team Boba Slurper there. And now we have Glitch Cafe punching that vault over to get a little bit closer to the edge before it pops so that they can try to get it across that gap there to get it towards that hospital side over there to Bravo. But we do have 5 Fears coming right on their tail. Here comes the gateway going through. Yeah.
Can I just point out, I feel as though this might be the most weapon variety we've seen amongst heavies ever.
Yeah.
We've got
especially on the EMEA side.
Yeah, we've got KS-23, SA-1216. I think there's a Shaq and a Lewis. So, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2 Shaqs. But either way, it's a lot of variety. Fake Cows, they have managed to set up here in their cow uniforms. I do love a bit of synergy. Great RPG from Jurgen, but juiced right back up is Glitch Cafe, and this double heavy loadout or lineup from Fake Cows is resilient as we see Deadplate going ham, takes out Monster Pig, but Jurgen trades it back out. The pigs outdoing the cows on this occasion as Treason finds the last member of the bovine community, but Team Monster Pig no, sorry. I'm all over the place. 5 Fears and Monster Pig are all here. It's a third-party situation, Dread.
Yeah, and I mean, understandably all over the place because it's absolute chaos in here as all 3 of these teams are going to be fighting for this, and Nagos is just coming out of that nullify there is going to be holding on to that point, but he does think, actually. He does, and he's going to hold on to that, but that reverse gateway is going to come through. They're actually not going to end up taking it. They're just going to mantle up and try to fight Team Monster Pig here as they rotate out now in control of 5 Fears.
That's crazy. 5 Fears have the box in their control, and if they see this out, then they're guaranteed first place pretty much, or at least first or second, the meaningful positions at the end of it. And we see another attempt being made here by Monster Pig. A defensive gateway set up by Carnifex to allow his team to retreat and then head back above the objective if they need to. But they have time on their side. Once again, 5 Fears, they've squandered their opportunity with time on their side at the very start of this game on the other side of the map. Have they learned from their mistakes? Can they deal with Monster Pig, who have been the better of them so many times today in these 3 versus 3s? And can they deal with the chaos of Boba Slurper and Fake Cows both arriving at the same time? They've got every team to have to fend off here. 5 Fears, can they 3 versus 9 is the question. 20 seconds left and they hold the high ground. That is what's most important. The winch still available to them. Treason on the off angle finds Cyborg before he can even attempt to surface on the top floor. Kodaf going for the steal, or rather that's a different cow as Deadplate is felled and Fake Cows get wiped. Another wipe on the side of Monster Pig. 5 Fears are tearing the lobby asunder, and they finish top.
It's just, wow. That is not how I thought that was going to go. But again, almost none of these matches have. I mean, wow.
They can together a lot more playing as a team, and it also shows in their kills. I mean, look at all the other teams besides maybe Fake House at the very bottom. They had like kind of the kill